Hi, this is Stacey Barr, evidence-based leadership and performance measure specialist. Welcome to Lesson 6 of the 10 Secrets to KPI Success training course. Now, in this Lesson 6, I'll show you why the time and effort that you hate investing in KPIs shouldn't even be there. Now, probably one of the most costly struggles that we have in performance measurement is when measures don't even make it to the decision-making table. Instead, people will argue about how the measures should be calculated and whether the data has enough integrity. Or they'll attempt to bring the measure to life, but there are multiple versions of it floating around the organization and no one knows which the correct version is. Or there might not be enough resources available to collect the data, to do the analysis, and to bring the measure to life. Now, the root of this costly problem is a lack of discipline in the measure implementation steps in your performance measurement process. Let's take customer loyalty as an example. Exactly how do you calculate that? Is it the retention of your customers, like the percentage of customers who keep coming back? Or is it how much they spend with you? Or is it how much of their total budget for the kind of service you offer that they spend with you as opposed to a competitor? There are a few different ways that we could define that, and therefore a few different ways that we can calculate customer loyalty and decide where the data should come from. Assuming that someone knows the correct way to implement a measure is going to cause a lot of problems in bringing the measure to life. Now, I had this problem a lot back in my days as measurement consultant in the railways. On one side, I would have the managers saying to me, "Stacey, these IT people have no idea how to report this measure." And then on the other side, the IT people would say to me, "Stacey, these managers have no clue and have got no idea what they're asking us to do." So I was caught in the middle, and it taught me that the problem was a lack of definition about exactly how a measure needs to be implemented or brought to life. Now, one of the railway managers was concerned that each report of cycle time that he looked at, he got a different story. So which report should he trust? Now, after an investigation of how these different reports were put together, we learned he had 12 different versions of the same KPI of cycle time. Analysts were making different assumptions about how to calculate it, about what data to use, about the scope of the measure. And what this manager needed was a single version of the truth. He needed one standardized version of his cycle time KPI. So he had to define in sufficient detail what he wanted, so no assumptions were necessary. Be disciplined to define all measures in a single way, in a single place. Every organization needs a corporate performance measure dictionary, and in that dictionary, we need specific instructions for how to implement each of the KPIs that are reported in the organization. Now, in Pump, we have a particular way we do this, a performance measure definition template, and we fill out all the appropriate details to make sure that there is a single version of the truth for each KPI or measure. And it's this simple discipline that's the 6th secret to KPI success. Secret number 6 for KPI success is that assumption is the mother of all bad performance measures. We need the discipline to define in detail the implementation steps to bring our measures to life with consistency. Put secret 6 of KPI success into action by looking at a few of your KPIs or measures and check how they're calculated. Are they always calculated consistently? Do people know the right way to calculate them? Do they know the right data to draw on to bring the measures to life? Then join me for Lesson 7 in the 10 Secrets to KPI Success and find out if your performance reports lack actionable insight because they're answering the wrong questions.